Then what else do we have? An abbey. A missionary spot. It's here. It's on a ridge, so it's not the nicest spot, but sometimes missions are in well, not that nice spots or on mountains or wherever. So they have their own fields here, because they can brew also things. I thought they would make beer, but they don't. They make liquor. So I was planning to have here wheat, but, well, he doesn't take wheat. He takes a lot of things, but not wheat. So, well, he makes liquor. We do have ale and stuff in the other liquor making units. So here is this mission church and whatever, like in infirmary and a school building and houses and a washing place here. And yeah, it's a nice place. I'm not so much into religion and into religious things, but well, they want it, so they get it. And here, even for the field workers, there is a little resting place. Isn't this nice? I love this corner. And again, here you can see that the bushes and things that they try out in wintertime. So, but now to the actual task of this session. I'm going to build an archaeologist. I'm going to be a banished archaeologist. Now it's getting spring, but still they need a second to grow back everything. So I can be here. So yeah, well, it's very weird because I mean archaeology is a very young academic subject, and there was no archaeology as a scientific or academic research subject that you can actually learn at universities until the 19th century. So it's a funny thing that we have it in this game, which started, I guess, to be a medieval world, but now you have all these colonial houses and so on and so forth. So how to date that period? And it's very, very funny. You can even date the game because in this, well, it's in the mod, so not the original game, but you have these statue options and you can make marble statues. And guess what? One of the, well, this is also the Liberty Bell, I guess, and all the things. Here it was. So the one thing I can date and recognize is, where are you? I have to turn you around. There it was. Is that one? So you can easily recognize it. It's the David of Michelangelo, and it was commissioned in Florence in 1501. So we are in the 16th century. And this is amazing because, I mean, this is one of the most famous statues of the Renaissance, I guess, or until today. I haven't yet seen it in the original version because I've never been to Florence, but that would be a place to go. So we are in the 16th century here, whatever the environment says, and that is fitting because we have the records of earlier travelers. There's, for example, Cyriacus of Ancona, a humanist and merchant who traveled, in fact, to a lot of places in Asia Minor and so on that were much later excavated, and wrote about it, what he saw. So the interest in antiquities and the interest in ancient places is very old, and this was in the 16th century. Well, Cyriacus von Ancona even was in the 15th century, so it started even before. So he lived from 1391 approximately until 1455 approximately again. And yeah, he was this Italian merchant who just was interested in antiquities, very famous one. So that's kind of the start of the interest in archaeology, but archaeology itself, I mean, it's a Greek, or it comes from Greek words, archaeologist, which means the study of the ancient, or ancient studies, as we call it today. And well, it wasn't a study back then. And in the Renaissance time, where humanism and kind of the revival of the ancient Greek and Roman art was taking place, people got more and more interested in it, but they were not archaeologists, as we would say today. It was not an academic thing to do. It was traveling was for rich people, and it was not easy to travel back then. I mean, you have to do everything by ship and horse or on donkeys. So it was very strenuous too. So they just started to travel to those places that we know of sources, of literary sources, and started also to document it, in fact. And so we have some of these travelers' notebooks, which are pretty amazing, and encyclopedias and catalogs from the 16th century. So yeah, it started all then. So we are in the right time. So let's see then. Let's build our archaeologist. Where is it? Here. Here. So you have a archaeology center. Of course, there were no archaeology centers, I guess. So this is our excavation base, our house. I hope so. Well, I place it here. Do we have different shapes? I have to look at it. No, it's just the one shape. So the entrance is here, and I want to make it a corner house here. Bams! Here behind this field. So I speed it up a bit. Oh, 5, because it gets laggy. So there we are making progress. There is the groundbreaking ceremony of our excavation house or archaeology center. So now come on people, build it. I have 42 builder, there will be 5 available, I guess. Yay! Ooh, it's a building lady. And she's building quite well. Thank you so much, this is great. Oh well, there she goes. Well, she might be hungry or something. By the way, the first big excavation or main excavation took place in 1748 in Pompeii and Herculaneum. 2 sites in Italy that everyone knows, I guess. So this is nearly finished. Yay! Well, some more builders, please. Well, they will do their stuff. And it was in fact Johann Joachim Winkelmann, a German guy who is now mostly by the German-speaking archaeologists, the classical archaeologists. There are others for prehistory and so on. Well, Winkelmann is celebrated for being the founder of modern archaeology as an academic subject. Find artifacts, stones. Okay, we can have 2 archaeologists. There we are an archaeologist in Banished, a Banished archaeologist. And it says archaeology center. What's happening now? Where are the archaeologists? I don't know. Well, we can wait a second if there's something happening. So they find things. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, well, maybe Winkelmann himself is maybe not the most famous guy, but maybe the one or the other of you heard of Schliemann. Heinrich Schliemann, in fact, because he was not a studied archaeologist or studied guy at all, or an academic. He just believed what Homer wrote in his Iliad and Odyssey, and searched for their mentioned places, like Troja. So the Trojan War stories were meant to be just stories until then, but then Schliemann went to Asia Minor and found it. But he was not what we today would say. What is this lady doing? She's bringing stone and hammers at our archaeology center. She's breaking in. We have a thief, robbery. This is... police, please. Well, there's no police in this game, I guess. So Nomads arrived too. This is stressful. And a boat. We can't take in Nomads. I have so many people. So many spare people. Do you bring me my cows? No, then go away. So... oh my gosh. This lady, I'm getting nervous. What's she doing? What are you? You're an archaeologist? And you're happy? And not very healthy? And you're destroying the center. I mean, this is exactly what the... look at that. They just spawned a weird looking vase kind of thing. Okay, that's how you do archaeology. Yeah, that's kind of what Schliemann did. He went to Troja and he made a huge trench that you can see until today. I guess there's even a sign at it that says Schliemann Trench or something like that. So that is exactly why this archaeology center is here, because it's like, yes, 19th century archaeology methods that we are using here, like just destroying things. This is a nice mountain, and you have this, can you see that? There is this huge trench where the trees are now growing into. So it's kind of old. Schliemann was here and made this huge trench. So this is, it looks like, yeah, it could be a tell. A tell is a little artificial mound that was made by lots and lots of settlements settling for a huge amount of years, a period, not years, on top of each other. So it grew artificially by human remains. So every settlement was built on top of the other, and so the mound grew. So this is what we call a tell. And yeah, this is the tell. And Troja was such a mound too, and Schliemann just dug this huge trench in it, and he was here in my Banished world and did that. And we now remove the trees, because an old trench, we have to clean it out first. Come on. Oh, it didn't work. We have to clean it out, so we do that. And we have to see what we can see here. Well, this lady makes me nervous. Don't do that. Well, okay. That's how Banished archaeologists roll. But I'm glad that it's a lady. So back then, of course in the 19th century, it were only men doing archaeology. So she found 4 archaeology artifacts. Well, by hammering with stone. So they bring stone, they hammer it. So they excavated here in blocks. Then they bring it to their center and then they destroy it, and inside they find these things. Okay, and that's how it works, I guess. So yeah, we have now this mound, clearing it out. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we would now have to, but I mean, it's 16th century. We don't have to do that, but if this would be a real archaeological site, we would have to photograph it first before doing anything, like documenting every step you take, and then measuring everything, and maybe make a model of the shape, how it was before, and then you can dig. But before doing that, normally you are using geophysics to see if there's anything worth digging. So because, I mean, digging also means always, until today, means destruction. So even if you find remains of walls or whatever, if they are exposed to air and weather, they are getting destroyed. That's it. That's a fact. So, let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, a nice stratigraphy. There are layers, different layers of the settlements here. And yeah, it was 1, 2, 3 settlements at least. Nice. Okay. That's what we have here. I mean, there is something, a ceremonial crown that we will discover later on in the game. But yeah, that's our excavation crown, and that was it for this first little episode. I guess there will be only a second little episode because my town is built and everything. I don't like, sorry, I don't like it. I like it a lot, and I hope you like it too, and I hope we had a bit of fun doing some Banished archaeology. And I say thank you very, very much for watching. And I hope to see you in another episode. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.